Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be using Paper Rose Studios Flower Shop Quick Cards Collection. I also have the Quick Cards die cut pack, and these are the same die cuts that are included in the Quick Cards collection. And for a few of my cards, I'll also be using some of the new sentiment sheets. I have the black and white card making and also the gold and silver card making. I've already gone ahead and cut apart several sheets, and I put them in the large craft stack tray from Spellbinders. I love the variety of sentiments included in this set, lots of general sentiments, and each set includes 12 sheets, so you will have tons of sentiments to use. Using the Quick Cards collection, I have 5 different card designs to share with you. So let's go ahead and get started with card design number 1. Most of these cards will be very simple. That's the nice thing about the Quick Cards collection. If you need some beautiful cards in a hurry, I highly recommend Paper Rose's Quick Cards collection. And they have tons of different options available. And you can also step up the design by adding cardstock, die cuts, bling, and I will be doing that for some of the cards in this video. For the background of my first card, I have this lovely red and pink design with the florals in the upper right-hand corner. Across the card, it has the look of another pattern paper and cardstock, but this is all one piece. The background pattern paper piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I layered it on some pink cardstock from my stash. And that cardstock piece is an additional 1/8 of an inch. All of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. I added one of the embossed die cut pieces, a girl with a straw hat, and I love this pink circle frame, although this is all one piece. For a sentiment, I'm adding Sending Lots of Love, and this is another embossed die cut piece. Before adhering it down, I will put a scrap piece of cardstock in the lower right-hand corner, just in the area where it goes off of the circle die cut image. That way it stays at the same level. I'm also adding one of the lovely butterflies. I'll put it right above the sentiment on the right side of the girl image. Behind the wings, just on the right side, I am putting some foam dimension. And for a final finishing touch, using a small scrap piece of the pink cardstock, I'll cut a banner. First cut a fishtail at the bottom, then I'll cut the right side in slightly at an angle, flip it over, and do the same thing on the other side. I'll put glue on the back and adhere the banner in the upper left-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 4 using this design. This second card, I used the same background piece of pattern paper, simply cut it in half. One side has that floral design in the corner and the other side doesn't. For the other 2 cards, I also use one sheet of pattern paper, cut it in half. It's beautiful yellow with a hint of pink, and one side of the pattern paper also has a beautiful floral design in the upper right-hand corner. For card design number 2, selected this beautiful blue tone-on-tone floral paper, and it has that printed on darker blue strip across the bottom of the card. Also looks like a cardstock layer around that piece. For a little extra detail, I'm adding a strip of the yellow grid pattern paper. This piece is 1 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4 of an inch. I'll layer it on some dark blue cardstock. And this blue cardstock is from Basil. It's the Typhoon color. I put the yellow strip about 1/2 inch in from the left side. Now I'll layer the background on the same blue cardstock. My background piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and the cardstock layer is 4 1/8 of an inch by 5 3/8 of an inch. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. I'll be adding one of the embossed die cut pieces. The word joy has a little butterfly above the letter J. I will pop it up with foam dimension using the 1/4 inch foam roll from scrapbook.com in the 1mm thickness. So it adds just that little bit of dimension. To help it stand out against the background, I'll first put it on some white cardstock. And the white cardstock piece is 3 inches by 2 inches. And I will layer it on the same blue cardstock, and that piece is an additional 1/8 of an inch. Before adhering it down, I'll put a scrap piece of cardstock on the right side. Then I'll put glue on the back and adhere the sentiment joy on the card. I love all the details on this one embossed die cut piece. It's all one piece, but it looks like lots of layers of other die cuts. For a little extra detail, I'm adding another butterfly, and it's the same butterfly design that's on the sentiment, just a little larger size. I did pop it up with some foam dimension. It's a foam circle that I cut in half. For embellishments, I'm using Love from Lizzie peel-offs. This is the mini circle style in silver. I'll put 3 in the upper left-hand corner and 2 underneath the sentiment on the right side. So there is my finished card, and I did make 4 using this design. 2 are the same with that beautiful blue background. The other 2 cards have a yellow background, added a pink strip of pattern paper on the left side, one of the embossed die cut pieces with a butterfly, and I added the word hello, and this is from the sentiment sheet set. For card design number 3, I'm using the back side of the purple pattern paper. On the other side, it has basically the same design, and in the center, it has the printed purple and white polka dot with the look of layered cardstock. So I thought I would do the same basic design, but add cardstock layers. So my background piece is 4 inches by 5¼ inches. And I'm adding the purple and white polka dot strip. And this piece is 2 inches by 5¼ inches. I first layered it on some dark purple cardstock. To help get that strip centered on my card, I used the grid line of my workspace mat. Now I'll layer the background on the same dark purple cardstock, and that piece is an additional 1/8 of an inch. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. Next, I'll add the flower truck embossed die cut piece, and this is another one that has that frame already printed on it. And the embossed die cut packs are a nice heavyweight cardstock. I'll put glue on the back, adhere the embossed die cut toward the top of the card. For a sentiment, I'm adding thanks so very much. I'll add it at the bottom of the circle die cut piece. And behind the bottom area of the sentiment, I will add a cardstock piece. And I even cut out the curve for that circle. For embellishments, I'm using more Love from Lizzie peel-offs. This is the mini circle style in white. I'll add 3 of the largest circles in the upper right-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 4 using this design. For the last 2 cards, I used the side of the pattern paper that has the polka dot strip already printed on it. I added a stitch circle die cut, 2 butterflies, and 1 of the sentiment cut aparts. For card design number 4, the background pattern paper features lots of beautiful flower shop gardening images. Since that is a very busy background and I want my image to stand out, I'll first add a tone-on-tone strip across the card using 2 different pattern papers. Since you'll only see a tiny bit of the yellow grid, I cut narrow strips. I'll first add those on the blue cardstock layer. And that piece is 4 1/8 of an inch by 2 5/8 of an inch. Then I'll add a 2-inch strip of this blue tone-on-tone design. Now I'll layer the background panel on the dark blue cardstock. My background piece is 4 inches by 5¼ inches, and the blue cardstock layer is A2 size. Now I'll add the blue and yellow piece across the card, adhering it about 1 inch up from the bottom. And it does break my heart a bit that I covered up the pot of pink tulips. There is a partial of the same image in the upper left-hand corner, but that's okay. I have more of the Flower Shop collection, the 6x6 paper pads, and some of the embossed die cuts. And I know in one of the embossed die cut packs, there is the image with the pink tulips in a pot. And I am planning on doing a second video using more products from the Flower Shop collection. On the right side of the card, I'm adding another embossed die cut image with the blue frame and a woman with a straw hat. For a sentiment, I'm using Cheers. This is another embossed die cut. I'll adhere it on the left side of the image die cut. So first I'll put a small scrap piece of cardstock on the left side of the sentiment, then put glue on the back and adhere it in place. I love that the Quick Cards collections include the pattern paper, images, and sentiments. For a final finishing touch, using a small scrap piece of the dark blue cardstock, I'll cut a banner. I'll first cut a fishtail on the bottom, then I'll cut the right side in slightly at an angle, flip it over, and do the same thing on the other side. If you don't like the angled sides of the banner, you can leave them straight. Then I'll put glue on the back and adhere it in the upper right-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 4 using this design. The other 2 cards, basically the same design, I just switched out the image. Has a beautiful watering can filled with flowers, and I added the sentiment thanks. I meant to use the same sentiment with the same image, but it looks like I switched them, but that's okay. For card design number 5, I am using a card sketch for inspiration. This is from Cards TV. It's sketch number 53. I selected 2 pattern papers for the background. The wider piece features this beautiful, colorful butterfly design. And the narrow strip on the right side, I'm using the blue tone-on-tone pattern. I'll add both of these on a blue cardstock layer, and that piece is 4 1/8 inch by 5 3/8 inch. I have a little gap between the 2 pattern papers, but that's okay. I'll be covering it up using a Love from Lizzie peel off. This is the pinstripe style in Silver Mirror. I'm using the medium width, and I'll just add that strip between the 2 pattern papers. The peel off is longer than the card panel, so I'll use a craft knife and cut the very top edge. It adds a little separation and also some lovely shine. Now I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 inch of the white card base showing. I'll be using one of the embossed die cut pieces that looks like a tag. Now on the card sketch, there's a large circle, and I will be adding the tag on a stitch circle die cut. I use vellum for this circle, so it adds just that little bit of separation from the background. I did put foam dimension behind the die cut piece. I'll adhere it down. I'll flip over the circle, put glue on the back, but only behind the die cut piece. That way the glue doesn't show through on the vellum. I'll adhere it on the left side of the card, putting the tag at a slight angle. I love all the details on this tag. It looks like it has a couple of buttons, the little metal piece for the whole of the tag, but this is all one piece, nice and flat. I will add 2 more embossed die cuts, the beautiful butterflies. I'll put the larger one in the upper right-hand corner, and I did pop it up using some foam dimension. For the last butterfly, the right wing will sit on the embossed die cut piece, and I will put some slightly thicker foam dimension behind the left wing of the butterfly. For embellishments, I'm using more Love from Lizzie peel-offs. This is the mini circle style in silver. Put 2 in the upper left-hand corner and 3 in the lower right-hand corner. There is my finished card, and this time I made 6 using this design. The first 2 are basically the same. The next 2 have the same pattern paper for the background, and they feature a lovely bouquet of flowers, the sentiment hello. And the final 2 cards have the butterfly paper on the left, but I was out of the blue paper, so I put this strip of purple polka dot paper on the right side, another tag emboss piece, and 2 butterfly images. The butterfly pattern paper is so pretty, and I love how it matches the butterfly embossed die cut pieces. Now here's another look at the 22 cards I made using Paper Rose Studios Flower Shop Quick Cards collection, along with the coordinating Flower Shop Quick Cards die cut pack. This is a beautiful collection, perfect for spring and summertime cards. If you are interested in any of the products I used in this video, I do have links in the description box below. Paper Rose is located in Australia, and they do ship their products internationally, but you can also purchase them here in the US, and I have links for both locations listed below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.